Jim, fixture release day, you've had a couple of days to look at them, and what's your thoughts of the overall schedule?
Busy schedule, with 4 comps now in the calendar this year. It's not an easy task to try and get all those fixtures in and share them out. But yeah, we've got this sort of front loaded with Championship cricket, 6 Championship cricket games up front, going away to Troughton first game, which will be a real good test for the guys. And then quite a busy T20 Championship sort of phase. And then obviously with the 50 over running alongside the 100, it's going to be a busy year for cricket, but really exciting now that those fixtures finally come out.
Exciting for the fans as well. There's 12 days of cricket over the weekend, 3 over the bank holidays. That's encouraging for the fans. Obviously, big crowds potentially at Edgbaston.
Yeah, I think so. I think making sure that you've got your blast games on critical days there to get good crowds, and also I think something like last year with Championship cricket wasn't many sort of weekend fixtures. That means that we have a few 6 days on the bounce, which will be interesting. But I think most clubs will be in the same boat. It's going to be a real test of most squads, especially to go from Championship cricket to blast cricket in a week.
You started mentioning that 6 Championship games at the beginning, 4 of those at home. Is that important as well, obviously, to get the home momentum maybe?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter whether they're home and away and whether the toss comes into it or not. I think looking at it, we could be welcoming back some players from from injury, and also maybe see the likes of Sibley and Wokes potentially in those first group of Championship games. So I think it'd be quite a strong Championship if the England players are available, because there's a bit of a gap between Sri Lanka and the first sort of test against the West Indies. So it could be a really interesting time. I have a few headaches for selection-wise. It will be slightly different to the headaches we had last year, but I don't mind those kind of headaches.
And then moving on to the T20 Blast. An earlier block than usual. How do you think the players are going to cope with that? Obviously, usually having it in the summer holidays is going to be a little bit earlier.
Don't know. Yeah, don't know. Weather's obviously going to play a big part. With there being 3 or 4 Championship games sort of dotted amongst the tournament, it makes it much harder for teams to nail down overseas options. We've been doing that and looking at different options. For me, it's critical we try and get someone who's available for all the comp, which isn't an easy task with all the international cricket around. So hopefully we're getting close to doing that. And we have that continuity throughout the tournament, but guys are excited, they always are. T20 cricket, I think the first time you get the fixtures, you look at those key ones, particularly Friday night against Worcester will be a tantalising fixture for the fans and for the players. But I think nothing really changes whether it's in May or in the holidays. The guys will be excited about playing.
Yeah, our opponents in the T20 Blast stay the same, but they don't in the Royal London One Day Cup. We go to Surrey, we play Glamorgan. That's going to be a different sort of challenge, and teams we're not used to playing in the white ball. Yeah,
I think Somerset as well. So yeah, it's like a different change up in the RL50, and all in all, quite a different competition with the 100 running alongside of it. As a club, I think we lose 4 players, and one of them being Wokesy to the 100. We don't know how the wildcard picks will go before that competition, but potentially could have a good mix of experienced players as well as the younger players who had a real good run at it last year. I think something we could capitalise on is having those senior players out on the park, taking care of particular parts of play and helping those guys grow. So maybe something we lacked in white ball cricket was having a couple of senior players to just shoulder the responsibility and then help the younger lads learn. So there's an opportunity in that competition to do that, and you never know, you get yourself into knockout stages and get yourself to Trent Bridge for the final.
Yeah, we talked about those new opposition, but that also means new grounds. That excites the supporters. We've got 2 trips to Scarborough, 1 in the white ball version, 1 in the red ball. We go back to Bristol, a place that you knew well, last place was 2004. How exciting is it potentially to go to new surroundings and play cricket? Yeah,
I mean, a trip to Barbados is always a good trip. We've had some good white ball and red ball games there actually, and Portland Road has been, having witnessed it in second team cricket as a coach, I think it's up there with one of the better surfaces in second team cricket. There'll be some high scoring games there if they produce wickets like that, and that'll be very interesting hopefully for the members to go and watch a game at different surroundings. And yeah, long time since we played a red ball game at Bristol. I think we played a couple at Cheltenham and Gloucester School. So yeah, the guys will be interested, and I think I'm sure Milo and Liam will have a few words of advice there when it comes to conditions and what we look to come up against.
And you got 100 there, and you took 2 wickets in 2004. So is that potentially your team talking of the game?
Well, 2 wickets, that's a big surprise. 2004 was the year we won it, so I think we batted out for a draw there and watched Spearman get a big double 100. So I think that's probably the only reason why I bowled.